Massive news for Rivian stock shareholders. At the time of making this video, the stock is up close to 40%. A couple of minutes ago, the stock was over 40% after hours. Why is that? Well, Rivian and Volkswagen Group announced plans for joint venture to create industry-leading vehicle software technology and for strategic investment by Volkswagen. Volkswagen Group will invest an initial $1 billion in Rivian with up to $4 billion in planned additional investment for a total expected deal of $5 billion. Now we're going to talk about all the details in this video. So if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. Would really appreciate that. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment, get the top 10 best stocks to buy now or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. Now, of course, Rivian year to date has not done very well at all. Actually, let me remove myself. You can see that year to date, before this announcement, the stock was down close to 50%. Of course, now with that huge bump after hours, you're going to be, well, less in the red, of course, unless you bought at $10 or so to dollar cost average. Now, the thing with Rivian is that good vehicles, good idea, good roadmap, all of that is great, partnership and investment by Amazon as well. The problem was that, well, they were burning quite a lot of cash. And why is the stock up so much on this announcement? Well, because this basically gives them a huge lifeline. Plus, Volkswagen, known worldwide for vehicles. It's a win-win also in my opinion. I'll explain why. So I first want to start off with comments from Volkswagen CEO and the CEO of Rivian. Our customers benefit from the targeted partnership with Rivian to create a leading technology architecture. Through our cooperation, we will bring the best solutions to our vehicle faster at a lower cost. We are also acting in the best interest of our strong brands, which will inspire with their iconic products. The partnership fits seamlessly with our existing software strategy, our products and partnerships. We are strengthening our technology profile and our competitiveness. Of course, Rivian, technology-wise, I think much better than the old Volkswagen. If you've driven a Volkswagen, like myself, you know that the software inside the car, not really to the levels you would expect in 2024. Rivian, much better. Of course, they are built on a software layer. Continuing here, a comment by Rivian CEO. We are very excited to be partnering with Volkswagen Group. Since the earlier days of Rivian, we have been focused on developing highly differentiated technology, and it's exciting that one of the world's largest and most respected automotive companies has recognized this. Not only is this partnership expected to bring our software and associate zonal architecture to an even broader market through Volkswagen Group's global reach, but this partnership also is expected to help secure our capital needs for substantial growth. This is the most important part. Rivian was created to help the world to transition away from fossil fuels through compelling products and services. This partnership is beautifully aligned with that mission. Of course, it also gives Volkswagen, in my opinion, a bit more time to transition to, well, from ICE to EVs. Underpinned by the vision of the strategic partnership, Volkswagen Group plans to make a $5 billion investment into Rivian. Initially, the Volkswagen Group will invest $1 billion in Rivian through an unsecured convertible note that will convert into Rivian's common stock subject to certain conditions upon the later of receipt of regulatory approvals and December 1st, 2024. Volkswagen Group is expected to invest a further $4 billion as part of the transaction. And so they provided a little bit more information here. Today, Rivian and Volkswagen Group announced its intention to form an equally controlled and owned joint venture to create next-generation electrical architecture and best-in-class software technology. The partnership is intended to focus on software, electronic control units, and related network architecture, design, and development, with Volkswagen Group planning to utilize Rivian's zonal ECU architecture and software stack beginning in the second half of the decade. Through this partnership, both companies will work to achieve further cost savings and deliver amazing customer experiences. Of course, the initial and planned investment will help Rivian. They are expected to provide the capital to fund Rivian's operations through the ramp of R2 in Normal, as well as the mid-size platform in Georgia, enabling a path to positive free cash flow and meaningful scale. This was the whole issue with investing in Rivian, is that great product, good idea, but if you don't have the cash, if you don't get more cash or raise more cash, you're just not going to survive. And this definitely addresses that issue. Now, what I found interesting was on page 3, the Rivian vehicles. So of course you have the van, you have the R1T, R1S, R2, and then of course the announced R3, R3X. But then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles that are not yet announced. I mean, that's something, no? That's pretty exciting. I don't know when these will get announced. I don't know what the prices will be. Of course, for them, it doesn't make that much sense, in my opinion, to start announcing many more vehicles, because we know that the R3, well, is years away of actually being produced. But then again, you would say, yeah, but Tesla also announced the Cybertruck. I know. You announce stuff and then it takes a long time for it to get released, but I don't think that's a good plan, especially not if it's resembling a product that you already own, because then you're basically going to cannibalize your own product offering, and that's not great, especially not for a money-burning business. So quite exciting to see that they already have, let's say, plans for another 5 models. Remains to be seen what happens then. Of course, you can see here underneath, you have Gen 1, Gen 2, MSP, and then affordable mass market. Of course, the end goal will always be to make an affordable mass market car. Now, whenever that will happen remains to be seen. Even Tesla, we're still waiting for the official announcement of an affordable mass market car. Of course, you will say in the United States, you can already buy one for 30K or just under 30K with the incentives and all these savings. Okay, but the world is not the United States. Then I do want to focus on this part right here. The proposed partnership with Volkswagen Group validates our vertically integrated technology approach and demonstrates the capability to create new business opportunities. As the auto industry transitions to smarter, more connected and integrated vehicle architectures, we believe our technology is best positioned to deliver a modular and scalable platform that will help create highly compelling products and services that we expect will accelerate customers' shift to electrification. Now, this is interesting because this might also mean that Volkswagen might not be the only, let's say, potential partnership or potential customers when it comes to the software side of things. Unless, of course, there is an exclusivity agreement between those two, but I don't know, I haven't read anything about that, but this could be interesting. And to be honest, again, we go back to the same point as always. Rivian was, in my opinion, a no-brainer acquisition for Apple if they ever wanted to go into the EV space. Then last couple of things here. This is basically how the joint venture, how the deal will evolve over time. So you have one, which is very important, the Q1 2024 ending cash balance, $7.9 billion, decreasing quite fast each and every quarter. Then the total contribution from Volkswagen Group, $5 billion in total. We first have convertible note in calendar year 2024, $1 billion. Then you've got the payment at the inception of the joint venture, another $1 billion. And then you've got 1, 2, 3 extra $1 billion for equity investment in Rivian and debt, which will be joint venture. And so the financial benefits of the transaction. So today's announcement is expected to create a robust capital roadmap to support our growth. We believe the opportunity ahead is significant. The initial and planned investment by Volkswagen Group, in addition to our current cash equivalents, and short-term investments, are expected to provide the capital to fund Rivian's operations through the ramp of R2 in Normal, as well as the mid-size platform in Georgia, enabling a path to positive free cash flow and meaningful scale. In addition to the $5 billion in capital to Rivian, we anticipate incremental benefits through material cost savings, operating expense efficiencies, and future revenue opportunities associated with the joint venture. The total deal size is expected to be $5 billion. It is composed of an initial investment by Volkswagen Group of $1 billion and planned additional investment of $4 billion, as we've just seen. The closing of the joint venture is expected to occur in the fourth quarter of 2024. The closing of the joint venture and the additional $4 billion of capital is subject to the completion of the definitive agreements, the achievement of certain milestones, and the receipt of regulatory approvals. The additional $4 billion of capital is expected to be comprised of $2 billion of investment into Rivian shares and $2 billion related to the joint venture, as we've just seen before. And so right now, looking at the stock, it's just over $17, which means we're back over the 200-day moving average, the 50 and the 20-day one As well, back to prices not seen since earlier this year, since January, which of course previously, let's say we sort of found a bottom-ish back in November of 2023, then we went back up to around $23 or so, and then of course, you know what happened this year, down close to 50%. But now, let's see if the stock can settle above that 200-day moving average. Of course, it's going to be a huge gap here between the price on Tuesday and the price on Wednesday. And so these moving averages are going to be quite important. RSI is going to be definitely extremely high. I don't think we're going to be overbought just yet. So overall, massive news for Rivian stock shareholders. Yes, at first you're probably still holding your shares because you believed that, well, the products are good enough and so the company eventually will survive. Now you actually have good products, software, good roadmap, but also the security that, well, now we actually see, let's say, the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, we're still burning cash, but at least now we have a lifeline. Now we've got more injection of cash, well, future cash, plus a great, let's say, partnership with Volkswagen, one of the biggest automotive brands in the world. Plus you still have Amazon as well. So the probability of this going under just became much smaller. So that's all great. Now still time to execute for Rivian. But overall, very good news for Rivian. Very good news for the transition towards electrification. It's good to have more choices in the market. The more good companies you have in the market, the more people will actually get interested in switching from ICE to EVs. So overall, that's about it. If you enjoyed this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.